Welcome to the Morocco you never expected. Beyond the bustling souks, beyond the vibrant medinas, beyond the famous tourist trail, this is the real Morocco. Here lie hidden valleys, ancient oases, forgotten fortresses, and remote mountain villages where time flows differently. Stay with me as we uncover the untold corners of this extraordinary land. Our journey begins in an oasis that visitors often overlook. In the quiet shade of date palm groves, life moves with nature. This is a world of mud brick houses, narrow irrigation canals, and daily rhythms linked to the rising and setting sun. Locals tend groves of palms, nurturing fruit that has sustained generations. Here, the landscape is shaped by water trickling through ancient channels, carving life into arid terrain. We meet a family harvesting dates at dawn. You hear kids laughing as they climb low branches, the dust swirling in the early light. Camera work follows rustling fronds, focusing on droplets of dew. You realize this scene, however pastoral, is also a community surviving in balance with the desert. Next, we climb into the highlands, to a mountaintop village perched where air thins and vistas stretch for miles. Terraced fields cling to steep slopes. Apricot and walnut trees dot the valley, and shepherds guide goats along rocky trails. Women carry clay pots home from a communal spring. Children walk to a small schoolhouse with dusty windows. At sunset, the snow-capped peaks glow rose, and the village courtyard comes alive with evening tea, shared stories, and children's games. In the evening, the local guide shows us traditional house construction, flat roofs, stone walls, and carved woodwork built to resist mountain cold. It's rural life, not fashioned for tourism, but all the more genuine for that. We travel southward into boundless sands. Far from the well-trod dunes, there are remote fields of shifting orange ridges under a blazing sky. Here, we slow our journey, riding camels into absolute silence. By nightfall, we reach our desert camp. A single fire, a carpet of stars overhead, and nomads playing rhythms on hand drums. We sit, entranced by storytelling under lantern light, tales of caravans, of long journeys, of desert-born legends. That night, I awake to the cool desert breeze and feel the enormity of the open sky. In the morning, I watch as the dunes shape-shift with wind. This place, removed from the buzz of cities, invites deep reflection. From dunes, we pivot to coastline, where rugged cliffs embrace the crashing Atlantic. In a small coastal town, pastel facades line the streets and local fishing boats rest in harbors. Waves pound against rock, and sea spray glistens in sunset light. We visit a stretch of beach famous for its natural rock arches carved by centuries of wind and water. At low tide, we walk beneath the arches, salt tang mingling with the scream of seagulls. Locals cast nets while children chase shorebirds, shells slipping between toes. You glimpse small cafes where generations of fishermen share mint tea and fresh octopus grilled over coals. A reminder that life by the sea is still calm, untouristed, and rich in tradition. In the heart of a desert valley stands an ancient fortified village. Clay brick walls and narrow passageways twist through the settlement, whispering stories of trade caravans that once passed through. Dust rises along a courtyard as a local artisan weaves silver jewelry, invoking centuries-old Berber traditions. A child waves behind a carved wooden door, while an elder resident recounts the village's past, its role in desert trade, its heritage still lived daily through communal olive pressing and shared festivals. The sun sets, the shadows deepen, and the village's terracotta walls glow like embers. There is no tourist crowd here, only the soft footsteps of those who call this place home. We leave arid sands for lush cedar forests, far inland and unexpectedly alpine. Towering cedar trees stand sentinel over forest trails, while flocks of Barbary macaques leap overhead or forage on the forest floor. Amid the pines, we find a small mountain town whose architecture nods to European alpine styles. Red roofs, stone facades, and clean promenades. Locals laugh as children sled down gentle hills in winter. Families
Hiking deeper into the mountains, we reach a valley carved by a torrent. Waterfalls plunge into pools tinted jade, surrounded by soaring cliffs and verdant foliage. Local guides lead us on trails alongside the river. Sometimes we hop across stones, sometimes pausing at shaded grottos dripping with fern. Families picnic by the riverbanks, and children climb rock faces to peer down at churning cascades. At midday, we share a picnic of flatbread, goat cheese, roasted peppers, and sweet tea beside rushing water. It's a place to cool your feet, breathe deeply, and listen to nature's pulse. Our path now leads to crumbling ramparts perched high above a winding canyon. Once a stronghold of regional power, the fortress is now silent except for the occasional gust rattling broken shutters and the soft wind sighing down empty rooms. Inside the ruins, we trace carved signage in ancient Arabic, explore collapsed chambers, and stand on battlements that overlook ochre-colored valleys. At dusk, shafts of sunlight carve dramatic patterns across weathered stone. We set up a time-lapse camera to record the fortress at twilight, a moment suspended between past and future. No crowds, no guided tours, only you, history, and the wind. In a remote Berber village at mountain's edge, we sip mint tea on a rooftop terrace. Below, winding alleyways twist between houses painted in earthen hues. The call to prayer echoes from a minaret. Goats wander through courtyards. Families gather in candlelight, roasting chickpeas over small fires. We're offered freshly baked bread, olive oil pressed by local olives, and stories of mountain winters. The night sky seems vast and impossibly dark here, unobscured by city light. This is quiet living. It's a connection to place and people that stays with you long after the journey ends. Back into the desert once more. At dawn, golden light bathes a miniature oasis where palms bend gently over a silver stream. A small caravan of camels forms silhouettes in sunrise light as they make ready for a morning trek. We climb atop a dune and turn to capture the horizon. Endless, untamed, untouched. Sounds are minimal. Wind, shifting sand, the soft grunt of camels, and distant laughter. Moments like these are why travelers leave behind crowded cities. It's the silence, the vastness, the reminder that some places resist hustle and bustle and remain timeless. We've traced a route across deserts and mountains, valleys and forests, villages and ruins. We've seen a Morocco not packaged for postcards, but lived and breathed by those who call it home. You won't find these settings on every travel brochure. They won't appear on mass market itineraries. But they exist. They are real, raw, beautiful, and waiting. If you come here, come not to conquer, but to observe. Learn the rhythms of daily life, listen to local voices, support small communities, and leave no trace but respect. Join me again for more unseen places, untold vistas, and the stories behind them. Until next time, may your journey be genuine, your lens curious, and may you always remember the world you see in guidebooks is only part of the story.